In this lesson, we're going to talk about the IS organizational structure and responsibilities. And it's the first thing I should say is that every organization is structured in a variety of different ways. For many years, I was working with a company that did a lot of classification and compensation studies. And part of that was, coming up with job descriptions and job duties and functions and titles. And you know what? Every company, corporation that we worked at had different types of names and titles and descriptions of what they wanted. And because of that, the CISA exam is not going to ask questions about specific job responsibilities. Instead, what you're going to see is a list of universally known responsibilities using kind of generic names like business owners, information security functions, executive management. And it's those types of functions that you might be asked about on the exam. And so we're going to look at some of those universally known responsibilities. Now, I realize that it's never fun just to listen to somebody drone on and say, you need to know this one and this one and this one. But it is important because, overall, when we're doing an audit, part of that is to understand the positions of within the company. Remember, in a real, very well done job description type of classification, we don't write them about the person that's performing that duty. In other words, we don't say, well, Ken is so good with computers that this is what Ken does. No, we say, this is the job, this is its title, its description, these are the responsibilities, and Ken happens to be one of the people in there, and maybe because of his skills and talents, we were able to change some of the descriptions, but it still remains a classification. And so that's kind of what we're looking at, is to remember, you want to recognize these different points because it kind of outlines the responsibilities, the jobs, the duties that somebody in that position would have. The first one, the systems development manager. That's a person that's going to be responsible for watching over the programmers, for your software analysts, just as it sounds like, right? A manager over the development of programs or software. Your project managers would be those who are responsible for the planning and the executing of your IS projects. Service desk. Now, that would be a unit within the organization that would respond to technical questions and problems faced by users. And I realize within a service desk situation, you may have different tiers of help as far as, when to escalate. But, we'll kind of hit it again with that blanket term of service desk. And end user. Now, that'd be the person responsible for operations that are related to the business applications. So if I have an end user that's doing data entry, that's, their list of responsibilities. But we just kind of blanket them with the end user. The end user support manager then would be the liaison that would work between the IS department and the end users. Your data management would be people responsible for the data architecture. And, of course, they're tasked with managing data as an asset. The QA manager would be a person responsible for negotiating and facilitating the quality activities in almost all areas of IT. The information security management, that's a function that is separate from the IS department, and it's somebody that's usually headed in a position that we would call the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer. Some of the other roles and responsibilities would be the operations manager. That'd be a person that's responsible for the computer operations personnel, including all the staff that are required to run computer systems efficiently and effectively. Within that, we might talk about a control group. Now, a control group would be people responsible for the collection, the conversion, and control of input, and balancing the distribution of output to all of the users. Your media management would be people that are required to record, issue, receive, and safeguard all programs and data files that are found on removable media. You can think of it this way. If you're installing Windows and Office and all these other types of things that come on removable media, they would be the ones safeguarding those. Safeguarding, right? Not handing them out to their friends to go home and install stuff for free, but making sure that they're responsible for collecting it and keeping watch over it. Data entry, that's critical to the information process activities. Systems administration would be folks responsible for maintaining a major multi-user computer system. That might also include the local area network, the wireless local area networks, and other types of networks, whether they're WANs or PANs or any of the other things that we can throw the AN onto. The security administrator would be defined as somebody that's obviously working in security. They would, we would hope, see segregation of duties there, should be employed within the security realm. And we would be talking about people that are working on security devices, firewalls and AV and those types of things. The database administrator would be the custodian of your organization's data. They would define and maintain the data structures that are found inside the database systems. A systems analyst are people or specialists who design systems that are based on the needs of the user and often used during the initial phase of your software development lifecycle. Your security architects would be ones who evaluate security technologies, design security aspects of your network topology. They'd be in charge of implementing and designing the access control, identity management, and other types of security systems. The application staff would be people that are developing and maintaining applications. The infrastructure staff would be those responsible for maintaining the system software, including operating systems. Your network management would be the folks taking care of different types of networks. Again, LANs, WANs, PANs, CANs, MANs. I know, you're probably thinking, what is he saying? Right, the things, again, local area network, wide area networks, metropolitan, campus area networks, metropolitan area networks, personal area networks, all those types of networks. Your network administrators would be the people responsible for the key components of those networks, running things like your routers, switches, firewalls, and those types of network devices.